Okay, this is a gentleman who's going to give and has given AFC quarterbacks nightmares for years. 16 and a half sacks last year. Danielle Hunter back with Houston, but not in Houston. How's the week been here in Cleveland?
It's been good so far. A lot of team bonding, doing stuff around the hotel and around the hotel together, along with practicing. It's been a good week of practice so far with everybody. So it's been going along well.
You're here because you have a game against the Steelers. You guys are playing in the Hall of Fame game. We're a couple weeks away from the season. How does this trip, being together like you're saying, how does that help you?
Well, like I said, it helps us bond, getting to know your teammate a little bit more, your coaches a little bit more. I don't know what it is about that, but it helps with a winning team, with the winning culture. Knowing a lot about your teammate, it just helps you go that far as a team.
When you come into a team where you're new, you're a rookie in a way, but you're walking in as this veteran, this badass veteran. What's that like?
I don't look at it in any certain type of way. I just come in, try to do my part, help the team get better, help the team get wins, bring up the young guys, and bring up the spirit of the team. I'm here to help the football team win football games and win championships. So.
And you do that by destroying quarterbacks, which I love. I was looking at the numbers this morning. It's crazy. You got like Jalen Hurts 3 times in a game. He's terrified. You got your hands on Mahomes last year. That was really nice. When it comes to this year, you get to face the NFC. You get to face the North. What's that going to be like going back up against Minnesota?
It's going to be fun, being able to go out there with my teammates, rushing together as a unit, as a defensive line. All that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for us working together as a unit last year. But this year, it should be even better because we have more veterans. We have over 40 years plus of combined experience years in our defensive line room. So we're pretty excited about that.
I love that. I was talking to your coach. I said, why are you so smiling? He goes, life's good. I'm coaching for the team that I played for. You're now playing for the team that you grew up in, watching. Were you a fan of DeMeco Ryans when you were coming up?
I watched the Texans play. But I wasn't into too much football around then. So, but I knew a lot about J.J. Watt, DeMeco Ryans, Andre Johnson. I watched them play. So.
You and Everson Griffin. I mean, I'm from Chicago, so I watch this shit all the time. Y'all just destroying every quarterback that went through the revolving door. You and Everson just crushed people. It was a really lethal 1-2 punch. What does Will Anderson bring? I mean, we saw what he brought last year, but in your eyes, as being that person opposite you that can sort of do the same thing, maybe?
I think with Will, he's a far ahead of the game for somebody that's going into year 2. I see it every single day, how he carries himself as a player and as a human being, and I'm very impressed because my years of being in the league, I've never seen anybody do such a thing. And the year he had last year, it was a phenomenal year, but I felt like this year, only the sky's the limit for him. And being able to have the defensive line that we have with who we have inside and whoever's on the end, I feel like opposing offensive lines, they'll have to pick their poison. Because I feel like we got pretty much technicians all around the board. So we rush together as a unit.
Are there any changes to what you do? Like, obviously, you had an insane year, top 5, top 10, 16 and a half sacks, all that. TFL's up the wazoo. Does your role change schematically here?
Playing defensive line, it's all about sticking with the basics, getting off the ball, using your hands, using your eyes, and being disciplined. That's one of the main important things of being a defensive lineman. Some days you might not be motivated, but as long as you're disciplined, you'll just keep stacking days.
You're so intimidating. Do you know that about yourself?
People say that all the time, but you just gotta get to know me.
No, what do you mean? I'm tense. Like, you're an intimidating man. You don't think so?
I mean, people say that all the time.
Yeah.
But you just gotta get to know me.
I think I would pee down my leg if I was a quarterback facing you, especially like I'm picturing like just seeing the top half of your face. Like, I would lose my mind, I think, a little bit. You like that? Yeah.
Football-wise, yeah.
You're into that. You've known Diggs a long time. I didn't get to see him today, but I love him. You know him from, obviously, your time with the Vikings. How is he fitting in here?
Oh, he's fitting in well. Coming along with the team, leading however he could lead, making plays whenever he needs to make plays on practice. He's done a good job so far. Playing with him back then, I seen his game go from here to hear, and that's expected as a veteran that's 10 years in. So I'm really happy to see him doing well.
And I've got Stroud throwing him the ball. We all see the highlights. We know what he can do out the gates his rookie year. When you're out here in practice, all the reps you have, the scrimmages, all of that, has there been a wow moment of you watching him and being like, okay, here we go?
Yeah, I definitely see it all the time, because him being able to focus down the field, and one of the things I'm mostly impressed about him is how he steps up in the pocket. He could, I don't know if he has a third eye or something, but he feels the rush coming, and he's able to step up, making it that much harder for us to get to him. But that's been really impressive, and the kind of throws he's been making in practice. Also, with the connection of Diggs and CJ, I think I've seen something like that in the Pro Bowl because I was watching them. We were going against them in the 7-on-7 deal, and they had a good connection. So I was like, oh wow, they seem to connect really well.
Wait, now and then he's got Nico too. So it sounds like everybody's going to eat. Pierce is looking good. This offense is clicking.
Oh, definitely. And our defense really push them every day. Because we swarm, and no matter what it is, we're going to try and swarm. And at the end of the day, that's just going to only help the offense get better.
Is there a world where Diggs is the number 2 receiver and that's okay? Knowing him as well as you do.
I feel like Diggs, he's a competitor. He's always going to go out there and give his best. He's always going to go out there and give his all to the team. So at the end of the day, I see Diggs as a player that's always going to give his all. He has emotion for the game. He loves his game. So he's going to do whatever he needs to do out there and give it all for the team.
I'm thinking about if he I was talking to Jordan Love yesterday about they don't have a true number 1. They don't want to name one. It's not a big thing, and it works. It's okay for all of them to feel like the number 1. Diggs can just operate thinking he's the number 1, and that would be I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. I love Diggs, and I think his passion is like a 10 out of 10.
Exactly, and I feel like the skill set with all our receivers is all the same.
Yeah.
Each person has something that they do very well.
Scary.
And that's just what it is. Each person on the football team has a different skill set of what they're good at.
Yeah.
So I believe in different situations we're going to need a different type of receiver. So it makes sense.
So numbers don't matter except yours because you're wearing the 55 and it's throwing me the F off, Danielle. What is this?
I mean, it's the same double-digit trend from what I brought from Minnesota, but out of respect for JJ, he wore 99 for the Houston Texans, and he did a lot for the city of Houston. So it's only right to just let it be for him. To coming into a new team, new number, but keeping a double-digit number trend. So I kind of like it.
I do like it, but it was just your idea. There was no discussion about it. You were just like, this is what I'm going to do. It's very freaking cool of you.
I mean, it definitely had to be the same digit. So, but I feel like 55 was the best looking one out of all of them.
And you can make a whole new chapter in your story with this. I think you're just going to crush a bunch of quarterbacks along the way, which I love to see. I think this might be a Super Bowl team, Danielle. I really think it might be.
I mean, we focus day by day, one practice at a time, one play at a time. We're only as good as our weakest link, so day in and day out, it's all about just stacking days.
Yeah.
So
chances J.J. Watt plays on this team in a 99 this year sometime. What are the chances?
I don't know much about that, but hopefully he comes back. We could use any kind of help we could get. We could use it. So with him, it'll be a plus.
Open arms for J.J. Watt all around.
Yeah,
all right, Danielle Hunter, we appreciate you lose your. I mean, the intimidation. My blood pressure went down as the interview went on. Thank you so much for joining me. Good luck this year. Happy to see you playing for Houston on a team that I'm going to say is going to be in the Super Bowl. This is a Super Bowl bound team here in Cleveland, in Houston, and just crushing quarterbacks all the way through. Hey everybody! Thank you so much for watching. You can subscribe right here to get the latest from the show and check out more of the best clips from Up and Adams